Hello again, guys. And about a month ago, how are you lot doing? Are you all okay? Are you all good? Are you looking forward to New Year? I know I am. About a month ago, 30 days ago, I brewed an Orange Mead, which is basically a orange honey wine, if you want to get all fancy and all that. And I'm going to be showing you how to make it today. And all you need is just normal ingredients, just your normal kitchen ingredients. You know what I mean? For a nice 4 pints of Orange Mead. You know what I mean? Now I've already brewed it. 30 days are up because I calculated it, you know, to fall on New Year's Eve, so I can have a nice stirred drink tonight and get a little bit merry, actually, you know what I mean? Hey, but I just thought, and I'm going to be making another one up today, so I just thought I'd show you guys how to make it in a video and all that, you know. Hey, right. There's me mead, me orange mead, already done, so I want to rack it now. So, I've just done this in normal 4-pinter milk bottles. A 4-pinter milk bottle with an airlock on top. See that? I've just adapted it to the lid itself. And what this does is, when the cap's on, there it is, unwrapped and everything. When the cap's on, the mead, it gives off 2 byproducts. You know, the yeast in it. It eats the sugars and gives off alcohol, but it also gives off carbon. You know what I mean? And if you didn't have the airlock on, your bottle would eventually, you know, explode basically. So you need a way of letting that, you know, that air escape. So these are perfect. I only paid like £3 for 2 of these. You know what I mean? And you can just use empty 4-pinter milk bottles, 6-pinter milk bottles. Just adapt it, you know, cut it into the top itself, you know, your milk bottle top, you know what I mean, and then brew it for 30 days. Write down all your ingredients and stuff, you know, and this is how I'm gonna do it. Where should we start? Yeah, I want to rack this first, and then that'll give me chance to actually make the next one up, so I can show you guys how this is made, ready for in 30 days again. Just need a pen. I didn't bring a pen in with me. Okay, I'm back, guys. Another sheet of paper so I can just sellotape it to my new bottle with all the ingredients on, and the gravity reading as well. The gravity reading is, here we go. This is an hydrometer, and it measures how much sugars are in the liquid itself. So when you very first make it, it's full of sugars, you see, if that makes sense. So it's not as thick. It's thicker than more liquid, if that makes sense, which makes the hydrometer come up more. And at the end of it, and then you take the reading here, you know, where it falls at, write it down your 30 days before, and then you take another reading when it's actually done, but siphon it first and then take the reading, you know, to get rid of all the sediments, you know, your raisins and everything, you know, you don't want any of that, like, so, you know, and then take another reading, and then this will sink lower because it's not as dense, the liquid, because a lot of the sugars have been turned into alcohol and that. You know what I mean? And then once you take the second reading and then use an ABV calculator, I used this one. See, I took the reading before. Can you see that? It came out at 16.1%. You know, and I'll show you that another video, you know, because I'm going to make a original mead just to show you that. And I've had, just under 14% on the original mead. You know what I mean? So I'll be, you know, in another video I'll make more meads. You know what I mean? Because these are lovely. You want to give them a try, guys. You know, but there you go. This is a orange mead. So you take your hydrometer reading at the beginning. I can show you that anyway when I'm actually making up the new mead, because I've got some more pure orange juice, 2 litres. You need 2 litres of whatever liquid you're going to use, you know, whether it be spring water, apple juice, pure orange juice, as long as they're like pure juices, it doesn't matter. You know, you can use the value stuff, whatever. You know, a teaspoon of bread yeast activated, but I'll do that, you know, while this is settling down for the next rack, ready for bottling. But you know what I mean. I hope you got a little bit of what I said there without me, you know, babbling on too much. So what you want to do is you want this higher. Where did I put that siphon? You want this higher than the bottle you're siphoning into, the empty bottle. So you want another 4 pints of bottle if that's what you're using, with a nice unarmed cap. See? Just clean them out. What I use is a bit of antiseptic, disinfectant, just a couple of drops, mind you, only a couple of drops. Fill it with cold water, leave it for an hour, and then swill the bottle out about 3 or 4 times. You know what I mean? Hey, and that'll sterilise your bottle for you. So let's start doing this. And with the siphon, you want to try and get one with a little siphon filter on bottom. This is only a cheap one. It cost me like £3. And then on the other side, a lock-off cap. What you turn and it like locks it off. Because when you suck, you can just suck it to a certain point on the tube, and then lock it off so the air stays in there. You know what I mean? Hey, because gravity is going to do all the work for you. And when you've got this part in, hey, say, this is the top of that inside the bottle, and there's your liquid line. You want to just go down with it, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And until you hit the bottom. I don't know if you can see that sediment. Can you see it there? All this white stuff, that's all the crap and that. What you do not want in your drink. You know what I mean? So once you've disturbed it and moved it to where you're going to rack it and that, just pop it in place and then leave it for about half an hour. Just let those all those sediments settle again, because you are going to disturb it, aren't you, by moving it, if that makes sense. So let's do the first rack. Off it. Can you see how I've locked it off to a certain point with the liquid? Does that make sense to you guys? And I've put the lock on. There it is, as you can see. So it's just holding all the air in now. Then all I do is pop it in and turn it on, as you can see. We're getting a nice flow now. So just siphon all your liquid off, making sure you don't get all that sediment at the bottom. Because I'm explaining, I'm not concentrating. Like a dipstick. So I just have to give it one more suck. This needs to be lower. So, there we go. Trying to show you as best as I can under camera. Let's move that to one side. And like I said, just go down with everything. Keep it flowing. You just want the liquid, you don't want any of the crap in the bottom, any sediments or out, because that'll give you a bitter, nasty taste. You can see the layer of the sediments anyway, so yeah, at the bottom. Just want to keep it going, just let it siphon off nicely. You don't want to put the bottom of that siphon in the bottom of your sediment, you know what I mean? You will lose a bit of liquid, but it's all good. Just like that. I'm finished with that for now, so just rinse it off. So I'm going to need that again soon. So there it is, siphoned off. And this is called racking. You will lose a bit, but because of the handle and everything, it not as much has gone as what looks like, if that makes sense. So now you'll be left with this, see it? And I'll take my label off. To do the label if you're gonna get a you know, if you want an alcoholic reading off it, like. you don't need to, because, you know, if you do it this way, the way I'm showing you now, you'll always get between 12 and 16%, which is a nice drink, you know. And then you'll have, you know, these ready for the next one. Just save a few milk bottles, you know, so you can have some more on the go afterwards again. You know what I mean? So, what was the gravity, the original gravity? As you can see here, oh yeah, I put a teaspoon of cinnamon in it. I was thinking, you know, orange and cinnamon, you know, Christmas and all that. You with me? And yep, Mead honey wine, 2 litres of pure orange juice, teaspoon of yeast, 50 raisins, and I started it on the 1st of December. I've got a teaspoon of cinnamon in there, and it came in at 1.13, the original gravity, which I have got typed on here, as you can see. And that was the final gravity, what it came in as. You know, after all the sugars have been done and all that. So now we get a reading of 16.1. Get yourself one of these calculators, guys, if you're gonna take the alcoholic reading of it. So this, I'm just gonna pop the cap on and then put it to one side. Okay. I'm just using a tea towel, doesn't matter, just for wiping up all the rubbish, like. Sorry I'm all over the place, guys, but, you know, I want to get everything all in front of camera for you. I know it's a bit tight and that, but, you know, there you go. What you want to do is boil your kettle, get your yeast. This is just normal bread yeast. Dried active yeast for making bread. I don't want to show you the label and all that, you know what I mean? Copyright rubbish and all that, you know. So this is just normal active dried yeast. And another tip with your yeast is keep it in the fridge. It makes it all go dormant and makes it last longer, and then take it out when you need it. So do that. Let's get a clean bottle, what I'm using, and it's good if you've got a, you know, a weigher, set of scales. So let's put the bottle on so it accounts for the weight of the bottle. Turn it on, and you want it in grams. Now what you want to do is add, oops, sorry guys, 750 grams of honey. Write all your recipes down and everything, because when you've made a nice one, you'll be able to calculate it. You know what I mean? To make more of it, you know, quantities wise. Because I'm going to get myself a 5 litre carboy eventually, and, you know, make the ones that are nice. I use the 4-pint jugs for experimenting with, if that makes sense, with me meads. You know, see what's nice and what isn't. So, get your piece of paper. What's the date today? Give me a sec. 31st of December. So put the start date on it. December. And then that'll be so you'll be able to calculate when it's ready in 30 days, if that makes sense. So now add 750 grams of honey. This is just your value honey. Doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So, let's start adding it. Don't know if you can see that. The scales, where it is. So, just keep pouring until you get to 750 grams of honey. What I really should have done is got a pot of hot water and put the honeys in there for a bit, because it makes them more runny. So my 242 grams at the moment. I won't be doing that now because it'll just take too much time. I want to do this as quickly as possible just to show you guys how to do it. Keep it going. So it's basically a pot and a half of honey. And like I said, if I warmed it up first, this would be flowing a lot more easier. So just pop it in boiling hot water, you know, the jar itself. And just leave it for a bit, just to go, let the honey go nice and runny. So let's keep going. 750 grams, perfect. Yep, as you can see, now you only need 2 litres of whatever liquid per 4 pints, because the honey takes up a lot of the space anyway. So do that, and whatever liquid you use, and another tip is, keep it out for room temperature. Don't pop it in the fridge and all that, you know what I mean? Hey, just gonna nip this cap for 1 quick second, and then start adding a litre of your pure orange juice. This is just value pure orange juice. It all tastes the same. It's all just as good. So just add 1 litre first. Like that. And while that's done there like that, get yourself a nice glass. Boil your kettle, and what you want is 1 part hot liquid to 2 parts cold liquid. So just use 1 part boiling water out of your kettle, and then just use a little bit 2 parts of your liquid that you're using. So it doesn't matter how much. Just a little bit, like that, and then top that up with 2 parts with your liquid. This is just to activate your yeast, just like that. Add a little bit of honey, because that's what you're using in the first place as your sugar sauce. Just like that. Having a nice tea towel under. You know what, you can just shove straight into wash. Sorry, I'm knocking things off here. Bloody hell. What a dipstick I am. Anyway, do that. Add your honey. And now what you want is a teaspoon of your yeast. And this is half teaspoons. So I want 2 of these. 1, 2. That's it. pop it back in fridge so it keeps. Let's give this a stir, because that gives it the right temperature. You know, 1 part boiling water to 2 parts cold liquid, and the sugar in the honey will help the yeast to activate. Now, while that's activating, just give it about 10-15 minutes. Let's start on this. Now, as you can see, they're separate. Your honey, I don't know if you can see that. Your honey and your orange juice. So, pop your cap on. Pop a nice cap on there. Making sure it's on there proper. And then just shake it all together. Keep shaking it. Making sure you have a nice tea towel handy for when you're being messy with it, because it is a little bit of a messy job. But there you go. But it's worth it in the end. Anyway, do that. Give it a nice shake. Now, I'm just going to leave it like that just for now, and then sort out, you know what I mean? Just dry this proper, and then write the ingredients on. 750 grams of honey, honey, 1 teaspoon of yeast activated. Like I said, always write your ingredients out, because you might be experimenting like I do a lot of. It's not teaspoons, it's teaspoon of yeast. You can even use the fast baking yeast as well. You know what I mean? You know what, you get in the little packets, but if you buy it in a tub like that, you get a lot more out of it, if that makes sense. 1 teaspoon of yeast, and I'm going to pop 50 raisins in there. And what the raisins do, it gives your yeast nutrients so they stay nice and healthy and all that. Raisins. So like that. Sorry guys, I've got a bit of a cold, so that's why I'm sniffling a little bit. You know what I mean? 50 raisins. So, oh yeah, and 2 litres of pure orange juice. Sorry, it's a bit crappy, the writing, but I'm just trying to speed it up for you guys. Orange juice, and then, right, a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon, spoon of cinnamon, because that's what I put in, you know, the one I've just racked. If that makes sense, I've done the first rack on. Cinnamon. Come on. And then that's it. And then I want to take an hydrometer reading, my first one, and then write that on in a minute. But there you go. So we're happy with that. We're all done with that. Now, take it and then top it off with more orange juice. Because you want to take your hydrometer reading before you add your yeast and your as well as your raisins. And before I racked that for the first time, that mead, well, what's finished today, I what do you call it? I put it in the fridge for an hour so it's nice and cold. Just helps everything to float down to the bottom and everything. You know what, rubbish and crap and that. So let's give this another shake, just to get all that honey mixed in with the pure orange juice as much as possible. Like that. And then let's take an hydrometer reading. So fill this up. I hear the bubbles will turn up. You might be better leaving it for a few minutes where the bubbles are concerned, because you'll get froth off it all and you won't be able to take a proper hydrometer reading while that's there. So I'm just going to stop the video for about 10 minutes while this settles down. Be right back, guys. See you in a minute. I'm back, guys. As you can see, all the froth has dissipated near enough. So let's take the first hydrometer reading, and this calculates how much sugars are still in the drink, if that makes sense. So the higher it is, the better. So put it in. Only if you've got an hydrometer. This is. If you haven't, it doesn't matter. You can still make this up, because like I said, it always comes out between 12 and 16%. So you have a nice drink. So give it a spin, making sure it doesn't stick to out. So where are we? Ouch. That's quite high sugar content. Really high. Oh yeah. So it started off. Get off. At ouch. At what are we on? About 130? Is that? So let's write that down, what that's actually started at, because there's the 120. Youch, this is going to be absolutely really strong at the end of it, I reckon, which is fantastic. Stronger the better, eh guys? So 1.300 for the hydrometer reading. At the start, as you can see, I've just typed it on there, and that's it. Just make up your label and everything for it. Now you can pour this lovely juice back in. Just make sure all your equipment's clean. You know, like I said, a few little drops of antiseptic disinfectant in your sink or whatever, just to sterilize everything, and then just pop everything in for about an hour. Just let it all sterilize and then rinse it off with cold tap water. Sorry guys, I'm drinking a nice cup of coffee at the same time while doing this with you. So now we've got our yeast activated. Can you see that with the foam? It was there, now it's gone all the way up to there. So you just want to put that to one side. Where's my raisins? Where did I put my raisins? I thought I'd put everything in front of me. I'm sorry guys, like I said, any mess ups stay on the video, you know what I mean? Now you want just 50 normal raisins to put in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, put them to one side, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Sorry guys, I keep going off the camera, don't I? I don't mean to. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Got 2 there as well. Let's grab another 8 raisins. 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39 and 40. There we go. Now grab your raisins with a nice clean pair of kitchen scissors and then just cut them in half, pop them in. Can you see that on camera? Again, cut it in half, pop them in, and just keep doing that. Just cut your raisins and pop them in. You can do a few at a time. Just count 50 out, and then you can just snap them and cut them to your heart's content. You know what I mean? Just like that. I mean, you can do the same, make your next batch up while the stuff you're siphoning is getting ready to siphon again, if that makes sense. So easy, just a little bit messy, that's all, but you have a gorgeous drink at the end of it. Just keep slicing them in half. Just a nice clean sterilised pair of kitchen scissors. Again, just use a bit of antiseptic disinfectant, a few drops in a lot of cold water, in sink or whatever, or in a bowl, and then just sterilise your equipment before you actually use it all. So keep doing that. Keep it up. Like I said, I made this on the 1st, ready for it today, which is New Year's Eve. I'm looking forward to it. I am gonna be merry tonight, I reckon. And I've already got some wine bottles ready And you only got them from, you know what I mean, for £1 each. Empty wine bottles, you know, with like the Grolsch caps on top. You know, the same caps you get on like your Grolsch bottles, where they like clip on. And you can just keep reusing them. I'll show you in a minute anyway. Hey guys. Just keep slicing those raisins in half, popping them in. As you can see, almost done now. Don't take too long. Just like that. All done. Now, if you're going to add a little bit of cinnamon, I'm just using ground up cinnamon. Just pop in a teaspoon, because I want to make the exact same recipe and show you guys as I've done in the first one that I brewed 30 days ago. Don't want that side. I want it coming out a lot quicker. So it's just normal ground up cinnamon, a teaspoon of it. So it turns out to be an orange and cinnamon mead. Am I on camera though, guys? Can you see it? Yeah. I'm sorry if I go off camera slightly every now and again. Don't mean to, but there you go. A teaspoon of cinnamon. I've done my hydrometer reading as well. Yep, that's on there. Already go, the works. My recipe's written out, you know. And missed an eye out of the word raisins then. Now, I've a little bit of room at the top, but first what we want to do is just give it a nice shake, just to bring everything together, just like that. I've already got a made up cap as well, haven't I, off the last one. I've already dipped it in a solution, into that solution I keep on about, you know, to sterilise everything. So you'll have that now. Now, do you remember that yeast you activated? Just add it, foam and all. Look at it, that's your yeast that's activated. So you want to add all that. And don't be a dipstick and do like I did and miss the top. That's only because I'm trying to rush for you guys, so to make the video as short as possible. To make the video for you, so you're not getting bored watching me. So just add all that bread yeast, that activated teaspoon of bread yeast, because that's what's going to turn all your sugars into alcohol. But instead of an airlock, what some people do is get a balloon, put it over top, and then put a pinhole in it. You know, with a needle, just you know, so the balloon expands. You know what I mean? But still lets the air just out every now and again. You know what I mean? That way your bottle won't explode or anything. So let's put the cap on. Give it a bit of a shake. Get all that yeast in there. Just like that. Let's top it up a little bit. Now I'll have I've got 4 pints of Marks here, You know, on me 4 pint milk jugs were 4 pints ends. So just top it up with your pure orange juice again until you get up to there. Done. Just like that. Then you'll have a bit of wiggle space for your hair lock. So now, have I done everything with that? Have I popped everything into it? Yes, I have. Ooh, I'll do that another day. I've got vanilla there and everything I can experiment with. Now, pop your hair lock on. It's better having an hair lock though, you know what I mean? Like I said, you don't need to get hair locks or, you know, carboids, brewing carboids or anything, you know, because that'll start brewing away now. So give it about half an hour and then it'll start activating. You just got to give the yeast time to mix in with the liquids and start, you know, eating the sugars and that. And then this lock will start bubbling where he'll let the air through. But because there's the water barrier there, if that makes sense, it'll just come straight through. The carbon that the yeast, you know, releases. Just give it about half an hour to an hour and then it'll start, you know, working its magic and all that. And you want to leave that for 30 days. So now I've taken the hydrometer reading and everything. Where the hell did I put... Give me a sec, guys. I don't even know where I've put my sellotape to show you guys. Sticking it on and stuff. Ah, there it is. So, just get a bit of tape on both sides. Just to keep it stuck to the bottle to some fashion. Just like that. And then tape it to your bottle. And then tape it at the bottom as well. Stick, you stupid thing. Just like that. Taking the hydrometer reading now. Just stick the bottom on again. And yeah, that's all ready to go. So in about half an hour, that'll start bubbling away. You know, the yeast will start activating and start turning the sugars into alcohol and giving off the carbon. So just put that in a nice dark warm place for 30 days and now we're ready to rack this again. Wipe up as best as you can as you go. So I've got 2 nice wine bottles here. Like I said, these only costed me £1, but you can re-rack on your second rack into one of these again. You know what I mean? So there you go. Like I said, you know, with one of those like caps. So let's do that again. Get your siphon. Using the lock off again, you know, when it gets to a certain stage. Got rid of most of those sediments now, so it's all good. Again, have your bottle higher than where you're racking it into. It's called racking, you know, siphoning. So it's higher, like I have. And then just start filling your bottles up. The beauty about this is I can lock it off when this bottle's full. So just keep doing it. Can you see that, guys? I hope you can. So just fill a litre up. This will do about 1.5 litres, 1 litre and 3/4 of a litre, a 4-pinter. But like I said, I just make them in 4-pinter bottles just to experiment with, because this is the first time I've made this orange and cinnamon mead. Honey wine, if you want to get nice and fancy and everything. But the original name of it is mead. You know what our ancestors drunk, and the Vikings and everything. And I'm chatting too much and not keeping my eye on it, everything. We can easily remedy that. Get me other bottle and just pour a little bit into it. Went too far then because I was explaining things to you guys. Just like that. So let's pop the cap on. There you go. A nice full bottle of orange mead, orange and cinnamon mead. That's fine. That siphon, it's all capped off. You know what, the stop tap on the end. So let's finish off racking it. So turn the tap on again, which is this. As you can see, that's off. Now it's on again. You're just letting gravity do the work, if that makes sense. Always siphon it off, because you don't want all that, you know, all the horrible sediments off it all. You don't need one of those fancy siphons, you know, that automatically do it. But you can get one of them. But if you're a bit strapped for cash and all that, you know, like I know a lot of people are and that. I know I am, you know what I mean? Hey. You can just get one of these normal, cheaper siphons. Just a little bit more work, but there you go. Nothing fancy, but it does the job, just like that. Wipe all your spillage up. You're going to get little bits and drabs all the time, so make sure you've got, you know, what you're doing it on kitchen table or something. I'm doing on this wooden board, just to show you, like I do with all my other videos. I just think the background of the wooden board, you know, it makes the video, you know, a bit more better. And then cap it off. Like I said, you'll always get about 1.5 litres, 1 litre and 3/4. And there you go, there it is. My 2 bottles of mead, all racked and everything. And my next one is on the go, is ready on the go. And now what I'll do with this is this recipe, you know what I've you know, from the racked one, is write it down in a book, so I've got nice recipes then, left, right and centre, you know what I mean? So let's do this. and pop them in the fridge afterwards, because they're really nice and cold. Really nice. And as you can see, it's all nice and clear and everything. Just a nice orange mead, and that's what you want. So I'm going to get a glass now and pour myself some, just to show you. And there it is. Can you see that, guys? Gotta have a little bit more than that. Yeah, but this has come out at 16.1%, so it's strong stuff. But it doesn't taste strong and all that. Do you know what? You get a lot of ales that are stronger, but you can taste the strongness in them. You can't with this. It's just nice and sweet and all that. The thing is, if you leave it for more than 30 days, the drier it'll go. You know, 30 days is perfect because you get a nice little bit of sweetness and everything with it all as well. You know. So, yeah. And that is it. All done. Hello guys, cheers, and have a happy new year. Look after yourselves and each other. Subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon, give it a like, leave a comment below. You know, it is an hobbies channel after all, and if there's any hobbies you'd like to see on the channel, give us a shout. And even if it's just to say hello in the comments, say hello. I'll always say hello back. Cheers guys. Look after yourselves and each other. See you later guys. Subscribe to my channel and all that. All helps. Have a good new year. And I hope the next year is a cracking one for you. Like I hope it is for me. I've got to try it, don't I? I've got to. Ooh. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, that is lovely. Oh, don't get too pissed, guys. I know I'm going to get merry off this. You know, tonight. And I'll see you next time, guys. Look after yourselves. Start hitting that bell icon, the subscribe button, and liking the video and leaving your comments. I always reply. Bye bye guys. See you later.